Lights, camera, action. In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film. Cut! That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Munfrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I'm Kevin Munfrey once again, and this is Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleagues, Karsten Hyde Ferguson and Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
So y'all remember when we were younger, celebrities had this like air of mystery to them.
Mystery.
Like you knew them, but you didn't.
Yeah, you just knew like who they were is their craft, I guess.
Now, when I was younger, I wish that I like knew them more. Now as I'm older, I'm wishing it was back.
Crush your dreams, then.
Man, we ain't got to. Some of these folks, we don't need to know the way we know now. And I guess the main issue would be because of social media. It's made celebrities more accessible, and because of their accessible, they seem to access themselves to their public a lot.
Hey, I just remember that clip of Beyonce's mom. You remember that? Where she was like drinking and it got real bad. And like she slurred. Now, I don't know if it was fake or not, but like at the end, she was like slurring her words.
I don't remember this one.
I never seen that one. I never seen that one.
It like went viral all over the internet.
There's a bunch of viral stuff I haven't seen.
I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
I haven't seen that.
Well, we're looking up for this episode. That's a lot of stuff I didn't see. So let me ask you all, like once celebrity pre-social media that you probably thought of one way and post-social media you think of completely differently.
Joe Budden.
Joe, really?
Yeah. Because he was like one of the first guys to embrace the whole like social media. And then what's weird is like, he went back to reality TV. Yeah, but like, I mean, as a rap persona, if you listen to him as a rapper, you wouldn't think that, he would be that messy. Just listening to his rap lyrics.
Because of him as a rapper, I would think it would be messy.
Yeah, I mean,
he's very like if you
like him
take apart the
him
Pump It
rapping
Up in his like club song.
Yeah, but I'm saying his first two albums, and then probably the first three mood musics. Because like, you have to, layer in the social media stuff really after Mood Music 1. But okay, if you didn't know anything about the social media stuff, him and Tahiri and all that other stuff.
I mean, he talked about his drug problems, and if anybody got drug issues, they're going to be messy. So
I ain't gonna say that.
How many proper drug addicts?
There's probably there's a lot. There's a bunch of functioning.
There's a lot of.
I mean, straight up, like we wouldn't even know. Like some of the people that like got bad addictions.
People who take a line of coke every single day.
Yeah,
and you never know it
until you put fentanyl in it. Huh. You've got Joe. Sorry, who you have?
I don't even know right now.
Before social media.
Yeah,
so it could even be a reality TV show person.
I can't.
Well, I mean, reality TV was growing before social media.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was pre.
So the Surreal Life. You remember that show?
Yes.
I think Carrie Hart was on one season of the Surreal Life. Pink's husband.
Okay.
The motorcycle.
I know of him.
Right. So it was a lot, because the only time you saw him was when he was with Pink, as far as them relationships or whatever. But it was a lot. I just saw another side of him. You know what I'm saying? It was just weird to me because I just knew him as Pink's boyfriend or husband or whatever at the time. So seeing that other side of him, I was like, oh, okay, he's a human on his own, not just with his wife.
That's a good example. Mine is probably going to be rather sad. So for me, it's Tyrese. Before, I mean, he kind of had this like leading man, sex symbol singer vibe, which honestly, social media may be attributed to, I don't want to say the death of R&B, but that would feel like with R&B, there was a bit of an allure to it.
Trap music is the death of R&B. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that.
I
think R&B is the death of R&B, because like them cats is just, I mean, just doing too much.
And that's probably ties into Tyrese as well. But again, I had that 90s R&B type of thought of him. I mean, didn't really know him, but now, I mean, he
is.
We know him a lot better now, and I wish I didn't.
Do we?
I think we do.
I'm like we see moments we don't know him. He just looks bad.
You know, and at the same time, I think that when his career got tanked as far as the singing, when things weren't, you know, R&B is dead at that point, you know, I think he had to try to go another route.
I mean, the R&B was going down. He got on the Fast franchise, and
yeah, I mean,
that was like still in the middle of his R&B career, so he was still ascending, and then he picked up another thing to go with, because you know he did a modeling thing too.
But he started off modeling.
Yeah.
Then got into singing.
Yeah.
And then,
well, I mean, like he had to do the modeling because you know you gotta eat. Man gotta eat.
And it gets you out. I mean, a lot of actors start off as modeling, get you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you really get picked for a role just off a face.
Mm-hmm.
And if if you know how to work in a film set, you don't need to be Denzel level of acting. Sometimes these roles don't even require all of that.
I mean, yeah, but the music came before the acting thing.
Yes.
So, you know, it's kind of
like, I mean, because I'm like, the Coca-Cola commercial, was it?
Yeah.
You can still consider it.
That was like what?
Acting is acting, but I mean, technically he was.
Somewhere between 98 and 2000 when that happened.
I mean, that goes along with you doing a music video, though. And your music video,
but it was a commercial. It ran during it was a quick spot too, and he's singing "Always Coca-Cola" on the bus.
I mean, that's cool,
yeah,
but that's like
but I'm saying placement though, especially like in the TV times.
I'm talking about more. I'm talking about him in the movies as far as, or him in the music. That commercial was part of the music as far as the music video type thing.
I don't know about that because like we didn't know him as a musical artist until then. Well, really until a little bit after. Because he was more like the modeling
actor who's
he was more a modeling because like I think I had seen him in like a couple like print ads or something like that. I'm like, man, this dude dark.
I don't remember him in print ads. That commercials when I like.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's my first like.
It was everywhere. Yes. As far as black media goes, it was like they had that joint playing on BET night and day. It made it over to a couple other joints too, and like I would visit my uncle in Atlanta, and then you know I'm saying they gonna play it there.
Yeah, of course.
Like and it started to like the buzz, so it was like who's that? Kind of like you know the Kim Kardashian before the famous tape. It's like everybody's already asking questions. Who's that?
Oh, like I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So it was like the pre-buzz.
I guess
I got a more obvious example. I'm surprised I didn't think of this first. But this is kind of so you're throwing Will Smith in here, but it's kind of complex. But because part of it, because for one point, for a minute, it was working.
What was working?
Him kind of like showing himself on social media, being more of himself. But this is more of like
him and Jada.
No, see, we're not. Hold on, I'm not going there yet.
No, I'm asking, just him, or was it always just him and Jada?
No, just him. Because at first he would get on, we got on Instagram, and he would start kind of being transparent. But now this is the point where his movies weren't doing like they were doing when we were growing up. And then he's showing Will Smith instead of the Fresh Prince.
Well, it was a different side of him, kind of, but it was still like almost like what you believed Will Smith, the whole Will Smith brand was. It wasn't too far away from it. It was just like your cousin that you knew or something like that.
See, that's the thing. Like he felt more relatable to me until he started doing the fancy videos in the fancy camera work and all that. But he felt a little more relatable. And
I
then
didn't even mind the fancy camera work.
I was like, man, it's just Instagram.
It's
It's not.
I'm like, because the fancy camera work and stuff, it's Will Smith. Will Smith is like the summer blockbuster guy. I was like, you kind of expect him to like, have this gravitas to him.
I mean, yeah, to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And he's past that. He was past that certain extent.
Yeah, I was like, he's extra. He's one of them cats. But then it took a turn.
Then it took the weird left turn. And then it's like we're knowing more about his marriage than we all should have. Now,
at the same time, that was more her fault than his fault.
Oh, she's sabotaging him.
You know,
left and right.
Yeah,
She's sabotaging him left and right, man.
Because
she's hamstringing that man.
true, but he's still in the car. There's a point where and I'm not saying like divorce or anything, but I'm like, there's just certain things like the red table talk. Nah, hell no.
I'm sorry. Look, put me on camera. Like,
yeah, you got your own self on camera.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had to go for the big D after that red tabletop episode.
The big D.
What?
Divorce.
Oh, okay. Just
Man,
say divorce. Okay.
y'all crazy, man.
You did that.
Y'all crazy.
You drove that, but
Y'all crazy. No, stop. But seriously, I would have to push. I would have to push for divorce because you ain't embarrassing me out here. And then why in the world would you take an interview specifically on how he felt after she did what she did?
Because the woman vindictive.
So
That's why.
I feel like with that, there are certain things you think is gonna go one way, and it goes.
So you saying in his mind he thought it was gonna go?
I think in her mind they thought it was gonna go good.
Look, I'm gonna go to an old Chris Rock joke.
Both of them thought like we could. I mean, you wanted to control the narrative. It just made it more out of control.
I'm gonna go to an old Chris Rock joke. I ain't saying he should have did it, but I understand. And I just leave it like that. It's open end. It's open. The joke was about OJ.
I know the joke, but what are you referring it to?
Hey, I'm just saying where my mind went when I was watching that red table talk.
No,
my thing is, why would you want to embarrass not only your spouse but yourself?
Because no, she ain't embarrassed. She hates him. That's the only way. Deep down, you resent that man because he's more successful than you.
What? I mean, shit. Of course he is.
She's operating like that, right?
Of course he's more successful than her. That's why she married him.
I don't.
Well, yes, but she probably resents that too.
How so? You can use that. You can, if you're smart, put the camera on me. If you're smart, okay, you can turn that shit around, okay, and make it work.
That's usually the case. And this is probably an extreme example. Like, when Barack Obama got in office, Michelle wasn't as known, but I mean, now
she's more known.
Michelle is probably more likable.
But even Michelle said something over there talking about like, okay, say you have a rocky part in your marriage. Why are you sharing that with the public? She's like,
I know you're talking about.
Like that. That's weird in itself anyway.
I didn't mind because
but she's old school, and even that is like too far, like for them old school cats.
That's not like she's interviewing her. Like, remember when I couldn't stand your ass in 08?
But I'm like, why you even gotta say that though? Why you even gotta say that?
Like, but
what if he didn't know that? He's like, well, damn.
So,
I had no.
That wasn't a bad impression. I'm kind of surprised at that. But
I had no clue.
I mean, to me,
but at the same time, before she went on and talked about that, she probably talked to him first.
I mean, you kind of get it.
I don't know.
I get it. Like, I've always gotten to. They seem to like, as far as communicating. Again, we don't know for sure, but they seem to have no problems openly communicating this type of stuff to each other.
And I'm not saying
they probably talked it out and worked it out.
I'm not saying like going to him and saying, "Hey, this is what I'm going to talk about." She probably went to him and said, "We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, so be prepared or
be prepared to hear about how inadequate I was for 10 years."
Or,
I mean, seriously, I don't know about, because you can communicate certain stuff, but then, certain women get around certain women, and just like men get around certain men and they go too far. Jada went too far.
But
Yeah, I'm saying like
Michelle
we
Obama
trying to compare Michelle Obama to Jada, and that is just not.
I think you're doing situation.
I'm saying like for their relationship with her, they probably had a talk after that. Be like, hey, why'd you say that? Because I'm like, if you open yourself up, then you're gonna expose yourself. Like Joe Budden done did that a bunch of times and look crazy. But each one is some varying sliding scale, and they can't be compared because they're all different people. But if you just look at it or whatever, if you look at the old school, like, hey, I just want to get married type cats back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like respecting the marriage and all that stuff. You don't really share your business with the public.
They ain't on that now.
But you're also they're public people, and sometimes
that's why the divorce rate's what it is, because they ain't on that now.
There are quiet people getting divorced too. Everybody getting divorced out here. But it's like I'm gonna go back to Barack and Michelle. There's no one more public figure than being a president or an ex-president. And certain things it's better to get it out than for somebody else to get it out there.
I don't know about that, man. Because like, okay, case in point, and I'll do this. Okay, so nobody looks at Bill and Hillary as like, this couple that everybody likes. But they are super tight-lipped about any of their dealings. But you look at some of the body language, you can suspect it whatever you want. But guess what? They ain't gonna tell you what it is.
I mean, yeah, that might be their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Some people are more open.
I mean, and some people don't mind being open about that. Now, I feel like there's a way to be open.
Now, do you think Barack really wanted Michelle going out here and telling other women that she couldn't stand them for 10 years?
I think he's perfectly fine.
No. Do you think he wanted her to say that?
Probably not, but she gonna say it anyway.
See, that's the problem right there. That's the Jada mentality right there. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I want.
I don't.
It's more friend. Come over here. Come over here, my son's friend.
Anyway.
No. But I feel like with their situation,
with another story. What's another scenario? There's no change in his mind. Okay.
Yeah. So. And
yes, Jada was wrong.
This point.
We all know that, but I'm just saying.
So,
there's no change in my mind.
I heard this broadcaster say like he doesn't like using social media. Someone was asking why. I said it can't make you a lot of money, but it can sure make you lose a lot of money.
Yeah, it can make you lose some money, a lot of money.
Well,
it's how you play your cards, though.
Most people play it terrible, though. Most people play their cards absolutely dog boo boo. For real.
And
that's the best example you got, boy.
I mean, seriously, most people play their cards.
That's the best example that you can come up with.
So you telling me that most people play their cards right?
I'm not saying right. I said best example.
I mean, it's the truth. I don't need any example but the truth.
So let me throw this question at you. Let's say y'all are.
You keep throwing questions at him, and
I'm doing it both of y'all.
It just turns out so bad that
dog boo boo.
But yeah. I mean, y'all celebrities, y'all got the blue check mark that you can rent out monthly now.
I'm so tired of these people.
So I just find that. So like now, are you the type that would probably have a more, I guess I would say, old school approach to probably not? You may just use it for promoting projects and maybe clapping back at somebody. I feel like Victoria would clap back at somebody.
A couple of people.
I'm probably not clapping back publicly unless like it needs to be addressed. Like
you can't be in their DMs cussing them out.
No, like Will Smith. Like, hey, however it's handled, is however it needs to be addressed. So if it's publicly, addressed, then it needs to be publicly handled. And I'm being Madison Square Garden.
So if it's quietly addressed, then you're just gonna quietly go into.
I mean, in most cases, it's gonna be quietly addressed.
So what if somebody was going around? It was quietly addressed, but they're going around to everybody and saying this.
I'm going to flip a switch, and I'm going to play like all of the bad mixtapes in my head that I used to grow up listening to, and I might even have a couple Memphis joints up in there.
But I'm saying you would.
Yeah.
So I'm saying in that situation you would address it publicly, right?
because it's handled publicly. If we handle it internal and they took it external, like yeah, we I ain't no tough guy, and we ain't getting on the street stuff.
I ain't saying all that. I'm just saying clapping back. But is what I'm saying.
But you might have to get beat up. It's certain stuff.
So let me throw, because they don't have to like tweet out something that have an issue with you. You can go to like some bloggers, some entertainment sites, and put your issue out, and then have them, and now they're reporting, they're talking about you. So now it's becoming a trending topic.
Wait, hold on. You are you talking about where you just do that PR stuff where they fake like some kind of outrage and they do that WWE stuff?
I'll just throw a little more clear stuff. Like another celebrity feel like you wronged them. Well, I'm not gonna. And they're more passive aggressive, so they're not going to say on Twitter, "Carson wronged me. He owed me this type of money. I'm gonna go talk to this publication. Let me talk to these bloggers. Let them report about it." So it becomes a trending topic now.
But they don't necessarily say your name.
So when
they don't say your name, but they say this situation happened and blah 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 blah.
Well, case in point, the Judge Joe Brown's going through it right now. Like, he's a TV judge, and somebody made an implication about a popular TV judge that was on a particular network in a particular year. And other people started making inferences
and left the audience to put the
like that's still the same thing. That's still the same thing. And I'm like,
it's an more aggressive version than what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, but if I'm in like Dave Chappelle, like how they run up on Dave Chappelle in LAX, I'm like, I mean, that person can handle it like that. I don't do that whole. And I'm like, and then I'm gonna walk off, and I'm like, hey. Nice to meet you. Like, I'm going to get my baggage now. And then I walk out. And I'm like, I like, hey, look, I got a little bit of petty in me. I done worked some of it out, but I still got a little bit of it in me.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't even bother people. So if somebody to come after me, it's war. Okay. I'm not.
I ain't gonna do war.
No. I'm doing war.
No, because I don't need to. Because that person they'll get crushed like a cockroach if I really get methodical.
Okay, then you crush them like a cockroach. Though
I don't need to do that.
I'm just saying.
Need to do that. I don't need to do that. I was like, I'm gonna say my little passive aggressive stuff. But there's a difference. I'm a hoe in public. And then I'm gonna walk over here.
I'm not gonna call him a hoe in public. I'm
addressing it. Look, I'm just saying.
No. Listen,
I didn't call him a hoe directly. I said I don't do that hoe ass beep.
I'm putting them in a movie and I'm killing them the worst way possible.
Oh man, that ain't gonna do nothing.
Yes, it will.
That ain't gonna do nothing.
You think it ain't?
Most of the time, you gotta like not pay attention to mugs.
Nah,
being pathetic is the worst thing you could do. You ain't ever been in a relationship where you act like that mug don't ever exist.
I'm just saying.
That someone throws a rumor out there that kind of like publicly it starts to stick.
Oh, kind of like that blogger Tasha K, where they just ruled against her like in her appeal, where she got to pay Cardi B like $4 million.
Oh, did you see what she got judgment? Did you see what she did for April Fool?
Nah.
So Tasha K puts like she won like the lottery on social media, and Cardi B is like on the comments. Let me look at my Apple Pay.
Hey, that's funny, but you know what? You know what's really funny? Tasha K had an interview recently, and she after that appeal got turned back or it got turned down or whatever, and it got upheld. She got to pay that $4 million or whatever. Yeah. It's like she apologized.
It's just like
whenever that one lady was talking about that child situation with another celebrity, she apologized.
And Apple Pay, Cash App, Google, what form of apology did she?
Oh no, she's still gonna pay that money. No, but I'm saying like no, she has to be more careful now. Before she was like emboldened, she was like, oh, I you know how I get down. Hey, it's just part of doing business.
It's just like the
like,
the actress that just won her case for the ski accident. What was her name? Gwyneth
Paltrow, yes.
Yeah, they were skiing and this guy, they run into each other and this guy tried to sue her.
That's so silly.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
I just knew she won. It's like $1.
Right, because if you countersue, you have to sue for something.
Okay.
You can't just.
Yeah, but I mean, but she probably got court cost and whatever.
I mean, she
No,
got
but I'm
money.
saying, no. But for the regular person, that's not.
We're not suing for it.
So if she was not a regular,
No. I'm saying the regular person suing her has to pay her court costs, and then she was only like $1, whatever court costs or whatever. It's like, hey, you wasted my time.
No.
Now you got to pay.
I mean, that's cool, but that's probably not what it was. But
But that hurts. That hurts.
I don't know if it hurts Gwyneth like
right.
No, it's a regular person that tries to go out and shoot.
But he wasn't. He was a doctor or a retired doctor or something like that. So it wasn't like he was hurting for money.
Well, we don't know that.
Apparently, I think he's.
Hey,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Hey, we don't know that though.
I'm hurting out for money.
Hey, because you got to think, like, to run their practice, they may have high overhead. Like, he may have sold it if he went through a divorce. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. Just because they earn high don't mean they keep a lot of money.
Well, that's his fault, not hers.
Exactly.
That's what the judge said.
But I'm saying, like, if the cat's like running out here suing people, whatever, he wasn't doing that good.
I mean,
I think it's more like, wait, that's Gwyneth Paltrow. That's another kind of money.
yeah.
No, because if you're a doctor and you run if you're a doctor and you run a
Yeah.
successful practice, I mean, and it's doing well, it's profitable.
We
Successful
don't know.
lawsuit, too.
We don't like you said. We don't know if it was successful. Like
No,
it
that's
says
what
that he was retired.
that's what I'm saying.
I can have 2 doctors' offices if this lawsuit does well.
But he's retired though.
Yeah.
So
No,
probably not.
He might want to go back into his practice.
Well,
though.
case point. Here's a scenario.
Sounds like he got to.
I'll lob a scenario up in there. Okay, say he was working for a larger medical like entity or whatever. Say like where they have like 3 or 4 different deals in one city or whatever, or something like that, or like a hospital corporation type of thing where they have multiple satellite offices and all that stuff. He's working in one, and they gave him the option to quietly bow down after an incident happened, so to speak.
You got a lot of scenarios in your.
No,
That's a
like,
really detailed scenario.
I talk to lawyers all the time. Like, one of my best friends is a lawyer, so like I hear stuff. I listen to like Law YouTube. Yeah, shout out to Law YouTube. And them auditing channels too, where the cats be like flicking off like officers, like testing out their rights. Just silly. I respect some of the stuff that gets done on their behalf, but some of the cat, I was like, yo, I wouldn't get down like that anyhow. But I mean, that's how I can come up with like a scenario like that, just on the fly. You
deserve a hand. You got one of them hand.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
You sure?
You sure?
You don't even know what it is. Go ahead, touch it.
This is one.
Go ahead, touch it.
See?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look,
finally got it.
he actually got it right. He actually got it right. Damn.
I was just as surprised as you were. I was hoping there would be anything else, but
Yeah.
so
wah.
yeah, that was going to be. But when the thought is scenario. So a lot of time, like a lot of celebrities, kind of get when like a certain like societal issue or something major going on. A lot of celebrities throw their opinions out there. Sometimes they throw these opinions out there to get themselves in trouble. Now again, I'm wanting y'all to put yourselves in the frame of blue check mark celebrities. So maybe
You talking about influencers?
No. I'm just talking about like celebrities with blue check. I mean them too, but
most of all celebrities got blue check marks though.
we'll see in a few months. But
Hey, $7.99. I'll be a celebrity.
Hey man,
no,
what?
14. That's 14.
Well, $14.99. I same price my Netflix.
Hey,
I
listen,
got it.
Listen,
I'm good for it.
So how much? It's like rented out or
Yeah,
something. So how long do you have it?
that every month. It renews every month.
Oh,
It's like celebrity rent.
hey, what's your cash?
Influence.
What's your I'm finna go crazy. I'm gonna be in everybody's DMs. Hey, you got a blue check mark.
hey, how you doing? You want to be? Let me find you. You want someone DMs like you want to be in the movies.
Anyway,
I got a part for you. Girl.
No.
Kevin crazy man. Okay.
You'll be the only person to have a blue check mark and private.
Who?
Look,
Victoria will be profiting with a blue check mark.
Look, I have a lot of situations in the past that my stuff does not need to be public. Okay, we ain't gonna speak on that. Okay, we're not gonna speak on.
No damn reason. They can't nobody see.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I wasn't say nothing. I wasn't say nothing because even when I was on social media like heavy, there was only a little speck of piece of my life that I would show. There's so much stuff that I wouldn't. And then people were like, I had family members being like, hey, you got to stop posting pictures of food. Oh, man, you have such an exciting life. And it'd be like people following me or whatever that actually hated my guts that I work with.
Oh my goodness.
And be like, man, you're always doing something.
So
I was like, that's from 3 weeks ago.
I'm like two ways about that. Then like I think it's a form of I guess
like envy or something.
Not envy. I don't think they do it for that. It's just a form of release or
they know
communicate.
They
just
knows
like
it.
This is what's going on. Now, there's a point where people do it a little too much.
Oh, you talking about like renting out the fake jet?
Yes.
Like where it's a jet set?
I feel like if you're gonna rent something out just to take a picture and put it on Instagram, you're doing too much. It ain't, and be honest, it ain't my business.
That's where Kevin draws a line. You rented it and you're doing too much.
Take a picture with it. That's too much.
Like
but if you renting it the flex, then that's not a lot.
No, that's still
that's a lot. That's
still a lot.
No, I was being sarcastic.
Hey, shout out to all them ladies getting flued out.
Anyways,
hey, if you, I mean, I guess you can take a picture doing that too, but we're gonna. There's gonna be some assumptions there.
Just not to Dubai. Just stay away from Dubai.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Oh, nothing. Now we're wrapping this up.
Wait, hold on. We got more. Hey, Jada was wrong.
Who?
Jada was wrong.
That's
we still
you get. We still on
that.
it.
Talking about like no. Well, before we started or whatever, we were talking about like the reality TV versus all that. You remember that show Being Bonaducci or Breaking Bonaducci or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like you saw that dude go down. I feel like the same way I watched him on reality TV is the same way I'm watching Will Smith and Tyrese go down in real time.
Will Smith doesn't feel as bad.
Will Smith is like almost the same level. Like obviously the Bonaducci is worse. Like the Will Smith is like in the middle, and then the Tyrese is like the start of like like the fringe.
Tyrese is like it's cringy in one aspect, and there's another aspect where I was like I'm never going to tell a man not to like express himself. So if he I'm not going to tell a man to hold it.
I am like I'm going to tell you, do not press that record button when you are expressing yourself. Do that shit in private.
See, now that I get you, but some people, it's just their way of like I said, letting it loose. They like they don't
to go on social media.
I know.
And sit in front of a camera.
We don't have that frame of thinking.
And tell the world about how fucked up you are.
Yeah, for some people, we don't have that frame of thinking. Like I can't. It's weird for me.
Oh my god!
If you notice, I don't really take photos in a selfie-like way because it just feels weird to me to do that. I'd rather have someone else take a photo of me.
Yeah, good.
But for certain people, it works. Because I had somebody explain this to me once, just like years ago. Because it made no sense. It's like I can't take anything serious for somebody when they're like if you're telling me what's going through, I can be a little more empathetic. When the camera's in your face, or I didn't say camera, a camera phone in your face and your face record, it's a little harder for me to be empathetic.
Yeah,
but
I'm not.
Certain
I'm not
people
sorry.
Now, I mean, this is the generation we're in now.
And telling perfect strangers about how fucked up you are.
Absolutely,
and them laughing at you like you crazy. Because
you get
they can have one of them days where it be like, hey, at least I ain't that guy. At least I ain't that guy.
So that means that they're helping out other people who are more depressed than they are.
So they're and
is that what?
Then you also got other people who can relate to it, so they kind of connect to that. I mean, you
there's
see
a
this
difference.
to everybody.
There's a difference from going on there and telling a story about yourself to try to help somebody than you going on there and telling a story to get sympathy for yourself.
Everything ain't a testimony.
That is there is a difference.
Now, I think that's kind of where like they think is a testimony, and it is.
Like, what is it?
You thought it was one thing,
like what's in?
but it turned out to be something else.
The latest one is like what? Black China.
Yeah, about her reversing her surgery.
She's reversing the surgery. She's getting her. I'm like okay with some of it, but then like I'm like the way that some of the outlets and stuff like that are promoting her like above other people. What about the people that didn't have no surgeries?
I don't know.
Any celebrities who didn't have surgery?
No, but I'm saying like, why are we promoting one over the others? Like,
because she's going back to her natural body.
And then when you saw how it was, and how it was at one point was so left that she's turning all the way right. It's like I'm even surprised.
That's just like the people that went over to. I don't know why he's doing that. Okay, let me tell my story. Okay, good. That's just like the people who went over to Mexico and the girl was getting a tummy tuck, and then they ended up getting kidnapped and stuff like that. She went through all that just to go get a tummy tuck. But then you have Black China over here who's reversing everything that she got done and going back to her natural self. So it's the whole principle of you don't have to do all that to your body.
No. We know that though.
A lot of there's other people who don't know that. There's other people who are.
So Black China didn't know that
at the time. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, hold on. The same Black China who was running game on one of the Kardashian boys.
That was his.
And she did it with all that surgery.
That's not why that boy went after her the way he did, and that's not why she did all that nasty stuff to him or Tiger.
So which nasty stuff are we?
Oh, come on. But I'm like, at some point though,
I just need clarification.
At some point, too much is too much. And when I say nasty, I mean messy. Like all the stuff, like tabloids. She was going to like tabloids and talking crazy about her baby daddy. I'm like, yo, like that's too messy.
Her mom being in her business too. It wasn't just her; it was also her mom.
But she's in control of her life.
I mean, yeah and no. You don't know how her mom can control her life.
What you talking about, Willis?
I can kind of.
You don't.
So she said something on social media, and now. And this is a person that a lot of what she does, she does. But when she puts, here's the thing: when she puts her business out, she can deal with the fallout of it because she did it. Instead of dealing with somebody else's putting some business out, and you got to deal with that fallout.
Case in point, she lost custody of the children.
That was her fault.
Yeah. I'm like, you know how bad you got to be as a woman to lose custody.
That was her fault.
You got to be bad. So, are you just reinventing yourself so you can, get a check?
But she was already getting money.
Yeah, she was already getting money.
Yeah, she was getting money like that.
Yeah.
And then she got to pay child support. She's complaining about that too. How I know? Put it on social media.
But it's one thing when it's you putting it out there and you got to deal with the fallout. You got to deal with something your mama said out of nowhere.
Okay.
On her social media, and you got to deal with that.
I hate to keep on bringing this up. But red table talk.
Oh my God.
No, seriously. No, seriously. No, because what Kevin said is like, if you put it out, then you deal with the fallout of your narrative. They didn't have to put none of that shit out. I'm like, it just exploded out of nowhere.
We're gonna take a drink every time he brings up things.
I'm just saying, like, wrong is wrong.
That's I get the point you're trying to make, and I think it's part of why the public narrative on Jada has gotten worse, because she's put more of this out than Will has.
Well, she ain't never really been like, all that to the public anyway. Like that.
I don't know.
Nah, I mean, she wasn't looked at as like some sympathetic person to like most of the public. Everybody like Will, and vicariously she got some of that goodwill.
But she's had her own career as well.
It hasn't been. It's not to the same level.
Most people don't have Will Smith's career.
Yeah, but I understand that. But you know what? She don't have Kerry Washington's career. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kerry Washington is a better actress.
Yes.
Than she
yes.
So
now, by the time, like I said, when did Will and Jada get married?
Oh,
I would say
90.
You would say so, like late 90s.
Something like
now, I'm not gonna use late night because I don't know if Carrie was actually acting back then.
Yeah.
But she was.
Yeah, she was. She actually went to like one of those prominent acting
Late
schools.
90s.
She was going through one of those prominent acting schools too, and she had like a I can't remember which one.
She was in. Wasn't her breakout role like in Save the Last Dance?
Carrie?
Yes, she was in Save the Last Dance.
Was she?
She
Yes,
was
she
in
was.
it. I don't know if that was the breakout role, but she was definitely in there. It was one of them. She was definitely in there.
Yeah, she was in.
her
But she played the brother. I mean, her sister.
Yes.
She played the sister. So it was a big role.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, she did. Because
it's one of those things.
Yeah,
I had to be reminded of it too.
I remember her now being like white girl. I was like, damn, why she say it like that?
So
why she say it like
bringing
that?
it up to say like back then, Jada was bigger, probably more of a marquee actress than Carrie.
You wouldn't say marquee. She was bigger than Carrie at the time, but
That's only because Carrie was just coming out.
She was never marquee. I mean,
like Carrie went. I would say Carrie would be over Jada. Honestly, like right after Scandal.
Yeah, but
it was before Scandal. She was in something before Scandal.
Carrie been in a lot of stuff. She was in that Chris Rock movie where she was the mistress, and then like she was like she was like I think I love my wife. I think
I love my wife. Yes.
Yeah, she was like the mistress in that. I'm like, man, she played a lot of mistresses.
I thought she was the wife in that, but
no. She was the one that Chris Rock was about to cheat with, but then he's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, damn, man, like you cut that real close, dog. I'm just saying, like, she's in the lingerie, and she's like, no, don't go, basically. And I was like, damn, man, like, yo, you already there. I like, man, like, even if you don't do it, you are so wrong right now.
Listen.
You should have never got that far.
Listen.
Left already.
Listen. The
should have never went that far.
The deed ain't done until it's done. So he didn't do it.
Oh, you tell a woman. You tell any woman that I ever been with, if I told her, you know, hey, look, I didn't do the deed, baby.
I was just in a room with another woman in lingerie.
I was in a hotel room all alone on the end of the bed with the woman in lingerie. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get a pass.
Of course you ain't going to get a pass.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying.
Ain't no buts. You might as well have.
Yeah. Yes, it's the same level. You should have never been there.
It's the same head.
In this episode, because now I don't know what we talking about.
Oh, man, we talking about.
No, we're not.
I think I
no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We talk. Is that whatever? Whatever. Ain't no final remarks. I'm done with this episode. I'm so done with this episode. Watch him say red table talk. Ask him what his final thoughts are.
That's why I don't want to. Go ahead.
Come on to me. Come on to me. Yeah, my turn. Jada was wrong.
I thought I was gonna say Jada, but for a second, I was like, what are you doing?
Kevin, final thoughts?
Be careful about what you tweet, ladies and gentlemen. It may not make you a lot of money, but it can lose you a lot of money.
Just like Red Table Talk.
Anyway, so thank you all for listening. And that is a wrap. It was 42 minutes.
Oh, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
You can't stand Jada the way Victoria can't stand Tyler Perry.
No. I got a different relationship with. I do not like Jada's action at all.
Yeah, okay.
Jada sent Will through a midlife crisis, and then keeps on like stabbing him, wondering why he keeps on bleeding so much. I'm sorry,
Lord,
man.
I hope you never meet that woman.
I'm sorry. Hey, man. Like if I met her, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Be like, hey. I'm like,